Welcome back to Same Bright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to sew this wide leg palazzo trouser you are seeing right here with two side pockets, and it has a kimono crop top as well with a V neckline. I'll be sharing with you the tips and tricks to making these two-piece. The crop top is a high-low crop top, as you can see right here. The back is longer than the front, and if you look at the pants, the palazzo pant, it has a zipper at the back and two side pockets. So let's dive into this tutorial right away. Thank you. We are going to draft the pant first before we get to the crop top. The first thing you are going to do is to mark 1 border line as shown. This is your starting line. Next, you are going to mark out 4 inches for your crouch line. After marking out the 4 inches crouch line, I ruled a line from the starting line to the bottom as shown. We have a 1.5-inch band. You are going to place 1.5 inches on the starting line as shown. Next, you are going to mark your hip line. My hip line is at 10 inches. I ruled a line across that line. This is my waist to the hip line measurement. Next, you are going to take the crouch measurement. You still place your tape at 1.5 inches. I'm using my hip circumference divided by 4 plus 3 inches, okay? So that makes it 15 inches for me. So you can add 2.5 inches or even 3 inches to your crouch line. The full length of this trouser is 43 inches. You can add 2 inches for hemming allowance or even 4 inches or 5 inches if you are wearing a heel with this pant. I'm going to label the lines. This is my waistline, this is the hip line, the crouch line, and the full length line. Next, you are going to place your tape on the waistline. From that center front line, you mark your waist circumference divided by 4. Mark quarter of your hip on the hip line. On the crouch line, you also mark quarter of your hip. Then you come over to the hem and also mark quarter of your hip. At the center, quarter of your hip. So we are going to connect a straight line from the hem line all the way to that crouch line and extend it to the hip line. So that is a straight line. Then I'm going to use my hip cuff to connect the waistline to the hip line as shown. On the crouch line, you are going to extend the crouch. So the crouch extension is already 4 inches as we marked out. Now you are going to come in by 1.5 inches. That is for the front crouch. The front crouch extension is usually shorter than the back crouch extension. So I'm going to use broken lines to highlight the front crouch extension. So wherever you see broken lines, that indicates the front because we are drafting the front and back pattern right here. So this is the front piece. Next, you place your tape above the 1.5-inch band, and I'm going to mark 9 inches for my zip space, okay? 8 to 9 inches for your zip space because the zipper is going to run across the band, so you have to include the band width. Then I'm marking 1 inch for the zipper. I'm going to run a line across it this way. This is the zip position. From the waistline, we are going to mark 1 inch downwards. That is for the front tummy drop. I'm going to also use broken lines to indicate the waistline for the front. It has a tummy drop as shown. So wherever you see broken lines, that indicates the front. For the pocket, I'm going to mark 6.5 inches for my pocket space. And I'll come in by 1.5 inches for the width of the pocket. I don't like my pocket too open, honestly, okay? I like to make it a little bit smaller. So I use 1.5 inches there and used a broken line to indicate the front pocket. Next, place your tape at the front crouch where you have the broken line and get the midpoint of the width of your pants. Take the measurement of what you have right there. I have 7.25 for mine. I'll mark it on the hemline. So we'll be able to mark the slash line. So this is the slash line. I'm going to take it all the way from the hemline to the waistline. That is the point at which we are going to cut out to have our slash and spread, which is going to give us the flayed effect. The crouch curve, you are going to place your tape diagonally at 1 inch. Then connect your crouch curve accordingly. So I'll position my pattern ruler right now for the crouch curve. We are done with this pattern right away. Next, we are going to cut it out. I want you to watch and see the lines I'm cutting. I'm not cutting the broken lines. I'm cutting the straight lines, as you can see. Remember, we drafted the front and back piece right here. So the outer lines will go first, which is the back line. So I'm cutting through the zipper line and I'll cut all the way to the crouch line as shown. And that is it. Next, we are going to slash and spread this on the fabric right now. So you will see the extension we'll give to this to have a very beautiful flay effect. I made use of 3.5 yards of silk fabric. You can use crepe fabric as well. Here I've already slashed my pattern, as you can see, and I added 1/2 inch on the crouch line and added 1 inch on the hemline. On the sides you add 1 inch and 1/2 inch on the waistline to join the band. I did not add any seam allowance to the zipper side. I opened this pattern at 11 inches, as you can see. After cutting out the back piece on the fabric, I brought back the pattern so we can cut out the broken lines, which are for the front piece. So I just went ahead to cut everywhere I have broken lines. I cut out the zipper because there's no zip at the front. Then I went ahead to cut the front piece as shown on the broken line. That is the front crouch extension. This is what my pattern looks like, as you can see. Right here on the fabric, I also added 1/2 inch on the waistline on the crouch line, 1 inch on the sides, 1/2 inch on the pocket piece. You can see the little extension I made on the pocket side. Right now, we are going to take off the pattern because we are done. We want to jump into the stitching of this pants. The first part is the pockets. I have 4 pieces of this pocket right here, and it measures 8 inches on width by 10 inches on length. Next, I'm going to pick 2 pieces only so we can get the shape of that pocket piece. These are the wrong sides. I place these 2 pieces right here below the pocket pattern on the front piece as shown. Then we are going to trace it out. So you have to make sure you arrange it appropriately. Making sure the sides are aligning on the side and the upper area is also aligning on the upper area. Then you secure with your pins. This pinning and aligning of this pocket is very, very important, as this may affect your pocket position. So right now I'm going to trim off the excesses I have on the squared pocket just to get exactly this shape that we have on the pants as shown. After cutting out, I went ahead to take off my pins and bring out the pocket. So this is the shape of my pocket as shown. Next, we are going to place right side to stitch the crouch line. I'm stitching the crouch at 1/2 inch. I went ahead to secure with my pins. After stitching the crouch for the front, this is what you are going to have. Now you are going to bring in the pocket, place it right side to right side. That is the front pocket. Make sure you secure all the points with your pin as shown. I'll go ahead and stitch including the L-shaped parts. I'm stitching the both sides with 1/2 inch. I'll stitch into the L shape. After stitching, don't forget to make a notch. Make a diagonal notch on that L-shaped part of the pocket to ease that part. I did that for the both sides of the pocket. Then I'm going to flip all my seams to the pocket side and top stitch into that L shape as shown. After top stitching, I went ahead to give the pocket a good press. Next, I'm going to bring back the other 2 pieces. I'm going to place one of it right side to the pocket this way. Then I will lift this pocket up and secure the pocket alone with my pin. I'll go ahead to stitch 1/2 inch as shown. This is what I got after I'm done stitching the pocket alone with 1/2 inch. I'm going to pin the side of the pocket with the pant and pin the waistline of the pocket with the waist area. I'll go over to the machine to stitch on top of them to hold it down to the trouser itself. Next, we are going to place this front trouser on fold because we need to get the exact waist measurement right now. Place my tape at the center front and I'm going to measure my waist divide by 4. Then you add the 1 inch for side seam allowance. I'm going to connect from that point back to that hip line as shown. I went ahead to cut out that excess. So this is the excess we don't need for the pocket. Here you can see the pocket right here, and this is the 1 inch we are going to use to stitch into the side as shown. And if you measure, you can see it's still the 1.5 inches which we drafted on the pattern. Next, we want to sew the back crouch line. For the back crouch line, it actually have a zipper as you can see. So I'm going to secure with my pin from below the zipper line, leaving the zipper space. As you can see, I'm going to stitch in 1/2 inch. I'll stop all the way on the zip line there. After stitching with 1/2 inch, you can see the zipper space. So we've stitched the crouch part of the back. Next, we are going to place right side to right side of the front and back. I'll go over to the machine and I'm going to stitch in with 1 inch on the side. After stitching the side, I'm going to stitch the crouch line with 1/2 inch. After stitching the crouch line with 1/2 inch, this is what I got. Right here, you can see the pocket looking very well relaxed. Next, we are going to take the measurement of the band from one zipper point to the other. Whatever measurement you have right here, you are going to use it for the band as shown. After taking the round waist measurement, here is my band, and my band width measures 4 inches and the length is the length I measured on the pant waistline. So I'm going to place this wrong side to the right side of the band. Then I'm going to stitch in 1/2 inch to the end of it. After stitching, this is what I got. I'll fold in 1/2 inch and top stitch on the right side to the end. This is what my band looks like after I'm done stitching. I gave it a good press as well. Next, I'll go ahead to sew my zipper at 1 inch. Zip is very much ready as you can see. Here are the front pockets looking very relaxed as you can see. So you can see the pocket is not too much. Okay, I don't like my pockets too much like I earlier said. Don't forget to hem the down part of your pant. And we are done with the trouser part right now. For the crop top, I used a yard 9 inches, which is 45 inches length in total. And the length of this fabric is 60 inches. So I placed my fabric on fold first. After placing it on fold, I took the measurement of what I have on fold right here, and I have 22.5 inches length in total. Next, you are going to place it on another fold using your shoulder divide by 2 plus 12 inches sleeve length, which gave me 20 inches in total. So right here I have 20 inches. That is, my shoulder divided by 2 is 8 inches plus 12 inches sleeve length. I'll go ahead to cut out the excess fabric right now. This is me cutting out the excess. So I'm going to leave that excess for the facing. The neck width for this crop top is 3.5 inches. And the neck depth is 1.5 inches for the back. I'm going to connect 3.5 to 1.5 inches. The neck depth for the front, I use 7 inches. And I'm going to connect the V neckline all the way to the 3.5 inches as shown. After connecting the necklines, next you come over to the sleeve area. The sleeve area, I'm going to open it up by 12 inches. That 12 inches line, I'm going to mark my bust divide by 4 plus 5 inches. You can add 4 inches or 5 inches. So in total, I got 15 inches and I placed it on the hemline. Make sure to connect it to the sleeve, the kimono curve line. If you notice very well on this top, you will see that the length of this top is shorter on the front. So for the front part, I marked 19 inches for it. So you mark 19 inches on the front part. Right now, we are going to cut out the kimono shape all the way to the crop top, then cut out the back neckline alone. Next, we are going to separate the front and back neckline, so we'll be able to cut out the front neckline separately. This is me cutting out the front V neckline as shown. Then I'm also going to cut out the front length. Cutting out the front length, it's time for us to create the facing. So I brought my facing right now, placed it on fold and secure with my pins. I'm going to trace out the facing as shown. I have to pin the facing, making sure it aligns to the center front and the center back before cutting. Next, I went ahead to trace out the facing as you can see right here. We will take off the pins right now. Then we are going to shaping this facing. There is no actual measurement for the shaping of this facing, but I'm going to measure 3 inches from the center back line, 3 inches inwards, 3 inches like this, following the neckline this way. So I'll mark it all the way to the center back and cut it out accordingly. This is me cutting out the shape of the facing as you can see. After cutting out the facing, I went ahead to lay it right side to right side to the main fabric. I also secured with my pins as shown. Then I'm going to stitch at half an inch. I went ahead to make notches after stitching to ease the neckline. Next, I'm going to flip all my seams to the facing and top stitch accordingly. Then I'll also give it a good press. Next, we are going to hem the sleeve this way. After hemming the sleeve, this is what I got. Next, you go ahead and hem the down part of your dress. Both the front and the back piece, I'm going to hem them and give it a good press as well. This is what I got after I'm done hemming. I'm going to put the dress together right now. And we'll go over to stitch the side with 1 inch. Don't forget to make notches on that armhole just to ease the armhole as shown. So to finish up the side of the high-low, this is what you are going to do. You are going to fold in together with the front piece half an inch and top stitch on it. This is what I got after I'm done top stitching. The top is very much ready right here. Thanks for watching.